What's up, YouTube? It's your boy foxxysteve here with a prediction video, last-minute prediction video for the Switch 2. As we all know, the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 is tomorrow, and we're gonna speculate wildly about what could be in this Direct. And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video for the algorithm, and for the algorithm, go ahead and leave a comment down below of what you want to see from the Switch, or if you've seen the Direct already, what was incredibly disappointing or incredibly hype. Let's get into it. So now we can just, speculate on just exactly what is going to be better than this, because it doesn't get better than this, right? I mean, the Switch OLED here, you've got the, I can't even get the goddamn, I don't think I've ever once pulled this kickstand out. Oh, I have no idea actually how to get this kickstand out. That's hilarious. It's like in there. Oh, there it goes. I got it, guys. Woo! So, the OLED, it gets the job done, right? Do we even really need a new Switch? Yes, we do. We do need a new one. It's been 8 years. And as neat as I think this thing is, I think it's super neat. I still think it's neat. I love holding it. I love the portability of it and popping it on the TV and all that and the little clickies of the Joy-Cons. But yes, it is time for Nintendo to have some updated hardware. Now, how updated that's going to be, right? Let's start there. Let's start with the hardware. We all know that it's got magnetic Joy-Cons. I assume from the video that it's got Hall effect, joysticks, right? That has to be what that means, right? Like, by the way, your thumbsticks aren't going to break. If I can just pull up, I'm gonna pull up the original weird little announcement video that they scrambled to put out. Oh, how appropriate. Little Zelda music. Ooh, I like that. Hey. Anyway. And then we'll get to the app too, by the way. Don't you worry about that. I have theories about the Nintendo app that I do have on my phone. Popping off. I'm ready. I'm ready to get dialed in. Nothing's playing. Usually it gives me a fun little video. Well, I have the app. It's nice and red. 1 day to go. 1 day to go. Very exciting. This is a smooth jazz Zelda theme. I need to get a Spotify controller on here. I think this is Insane in the Rain. Might be. Nope, it's somebody else. The One-Ups. So let me just pull up the initial Switch 2 trailer. Have that going. There we go. And now I can just do one of these. That's the game. Hey, did one of my things just vanish on me? I think it did. Well, anyway. I got it. I need to capture a new thing. Where is my... There it is. Where's my super suit? Specific window, full screen application. Where's my... How odd. I don't know why it's not pulling up my... There we go. We'll do that. And we'll pull up all this stuff. Oh God, my chat box. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Okay. There we go. I don't have the best. There we are. Look at that. Incredible. You've been avoiding the app? So I'm speculating I'll need it for info on the new Nintendo store and that stuff. I think the app, there we go. Look at that. Wonderful. Let me shrink this a little bit. There we go. So yeah, I think the app is going to be like your one-stop shop for like anything, any news at all. I think when they announced that Zelda movie on the app, that set the tone for what you can expect from the app. They're like, we don't want to use like Twitter, the hellscape that is Twitter or any other thing anymore. You're gonna get your news through this app, and to motivate people, let's show them what kind of stuff we're gonna announce on it, and it's gonna be stuff like, boom, Zelda movie release date. Now, I think that will get delayed, but you know, this trailer. So obviously they showed the joysticks, they showed the Joy-Cons. So I think that means better thumbsticks, for sure. This mystery button, the one that leaked with the letter C on it through the marketing material, I don't know. That could be I guess that could be mouse mode for these things. What do you think the sensor is? Maybe that little thing next to the, like over here. Maybe that's like the sensor for them to be mice. Because like, I don't know, it's either a mouse mode or it's some kind of, I was gonna say capture, but I guess the capture button is on the other Joy-Con. So, because yeah, that is what you normally capture footage with right there. So the other one has to be, now whatever that mouse mode is for, here's the thing. Here's one of my predictions for this, right? I think we're gonna see a game that is super dumb, that we're like, I don't want to play this shit. I don't want to play. It's going to be a game that will absolutely not sell us on whatever the new gimmick is with these Joy-Cons. And then, WarioWare FPS, bruh. And then, but I think we'll see another game as well that will sell us on it. That'll be like, oh, this is what we could use it for. You know, it's like how they do it. It's going to be a really weird, awkward presentation where we're going to be like, huh, that was a weird Nintendo decision. And then we're going to get something that actually makes a little bit more sense on top of it. Like, I think that a WarioWare game could be pretty sick, though. Metroid Prime 4 could be pretty cool with that functionality. I'm just like, how... Because imagine you're gaming. Because I'm like, I don't know, you're gaming. I'm going to use these. Right, so I'm going to use these. We're going full. We're going to go back to here. Arms 2. Arms 2 is a possibility. Oh my god, like, ooh, Animal Crossing. I didn't even see. See, now you're unlocking my mind. You're unlocking my third eye. That's the thumbnail right there. Wait. That's the thumbnail. I'm going to put an eye right here. Mario Paint. Yeah, Mario Paint. Because I'm like, if you're on your couch, and you're rocking this, where are you putting these? Like I don't know where you would put these for it to be comfortable. Now, of course, this isn't, when I have this like this, it does feel kind of mouse-like already, even though it's not the new one, right? So I can see the feel. I can see that, even though I do have giant freak people hands. The eye from the Sheikah Slate. You know what? Breath of the Wild, or we're gonna get an enhanced Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom with Switch 2 functionality. And you thought you were gonna get 60 FPS frame rate and 1080p resolution? No, you're gonna get Sheikah Slate mouse functionality instead. That's gonna be your enhancement for this for the Switch 2. You're gonna get Sheikah Slate mouse functionality on that bitch, and that's gonna be it. Wind Waker HD. Yeah, I can see that. I do think we are going to get Wind Waker HD. I think that is a strong possibility. I am trying to put these Joy-Cons back. There we go. And now support in 360p. Deal with it, nerds. You're gonna like our shit anyway. So HD that you can navigate with the mouse or pointer. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I need some more overlays. I need something that like puts like the image here, but then like my face somewhere else. That isn't like one of these. You know. So I guess from a hardware perspective, anyway, before we get too off into software, just from a hardware perspective, I'm thinking yes, like it'll be more powerful. I'd appreciate it, Luke. Although shout out to Chris though. Chris did this my initial interface, and I'm in love with what he did for me. My initial overlay, if you will, because I'm more of a video guy, not a Photoshop guy. But like the let me grab another thing real quick. Gotta grab it. Because this was very important, right? Because this thing didn't exist when the Switch 1 was out. Right? The Steam Deck. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. So now that wants to work. Now my other scene wants to work. You son of a bitch. Anyway, this didn't exist when the first Switch came out, and so I feel like at least from a power standpoint, because I trust this thing to run, 360 and PS3 games stupendously, which it does. Like that era, and then Xbox One, PS4 stuff, it can run pretty well too, especially all the way up into the late era games. Obviously, modern games this has a hard time with, this bad boy here. But this has to at least the Switch 2. I feel like from a lot of people don't care. A lot of folks don't care about the power of it because it's all about the games, and it is about the games. But we at least deserve 1080p. It's 2025. We deserve. We shouldn't be happy with the slop Nintendo gives us in terms of technology. We should want to have our games both look and play well. They can do both. They can look good and play well. You know what I mean? Like why? Oh God, my camera. Why do we have to have all this compromise all the time? But I'm not expecting it to be incredible. Under the rumors say it's like PS4 Pro, which I think is reasonable, especially if you're talking about a handheld device. And the things Nintendo can do with art direction with that kind of power and fidelity, I'd be very interested in seeing. Because we're still living in, I mean, you go from like Wii U was on par with like a 360 and a PS3. When we get to Switch, right, that was 2013. We get the Switch. It's the same. It's like a little bit more powerful than a Wii U, but it's not as powerful as the previous gen consoles. So we've essentially been gaming on what is basically, oh God, over 10-year-old like fidelity. It's just been bite-sized. It's been the convenience makes up for it. If it's PS4 Pro, that's good because a large majority of the player base doesn't want a PS5 or a Series SX. That's true. Like if you're a dedicated Nintendo person, then you don't really see a need for that, especially if you have a PC. I imagine a lot of folks who are going to buy a Switch 2 who will be people who actually have a PC so they can play all the other games and then play Nintendo games that actually look decent. The Wii U came out when I worked at Walmart, and a coworker was adamant that it was the most powerful console on the market. Oh my God! I was working at GameStop when the Wii U came out, and let me tell you, that was the most tepid console release I've ever seen. I've worked the console launches for the 360 and the PS3 and the Wii. the PS4, the Xbox One, the Wii U. My God, the Wii U was like such a dull. It was like a Sunday morning. I think it was just me and the store manager, and it was very. I was like, well, the writing's on the wall with this one, people. I knew right then and there this is not gonna go well. My God. But I think they're gonna at least raise this up to a level that is going to be acceptable. We're gonna get weird Nintendo decisions, but I think we're gonna see less weird Nintendo decisions than we normally do, just because there is new leadership. Like when the Switch 1 came out, you know, the leadership had a shift. So we no longer have like Reggie's not at the helm. We don't have Iwata at the helm. Rest in peace. We have new people in helm. We have Doug Bowser at the helm in America. Like it's a more traditional, I think, mindset of people running things, which is why instead of getting some new wacky thing, they were like, let's just stick with what people want and just do a better version of the Switch. Like some people who are like rage baity or trying to drum up interest in controversy or negativity are like, oh, it's not. What happened to Nintendo's originality? I was like, really? No, if they made something that came out that looked like an octopus, okay, that you had to carry around with you, that had a projector on it that beamed an image onto your wall, that you had to swing around as you played with it, you'd be pissed. So you'd be like, what the hell is this? They should have gave us a Switch too. No, this makes sense. Like this is like a choice that actually makes sense. Do again what brought you to the dance. You can't prove that. Look, I can't prove it, but I have a feeling. Like do again what brought you to the dance. And that's all I've wanted was a more powerful version of what I already enjoyed in the first place. Like, you know, that way you have proper compatibility. You have proper digital content that moves to the next system. Just make it a little bit more powerful. Maybe make it fit my hands better when I want to carry it around. You know, so I think we will get a little hardware boost. I don't know about these NVIDIA things about DLSS. It might have it. I think that makes sense since you can squeeze more fidelity out of something with less power with DLSS. So I feel like they will have some kind of version of that. Let it float like a Game Boy SP. Oh, man. That's the first time. The Game Boy Advance was the first time I wanted a handheld. And I just never got around to getting it. And then when the SP was, I was like, man. And I always saw them when I was working at Sears. And I always wanted one. But I just never got around to getting it. And then eventually I just got an OG DS as my first handheld. Oh, boy. That thing, what a slab. I was like, I first saw the thing get announced and I'm like, clearly this must be the concept and it'll look better when it comes out. It did not look better when it came out. Here, I can go back to this now to have something on the screen that's not just my face. Advance was your first handheld. And then your sister got a red SP. You were such a hater. I remember the red SP. You like the 2DS back in the day? The 2DS was good. I remember making fun of the 2DS when it was first announced, but then just seeing the amount of parents coming into the store to buy them for their like little kids, I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. Because they can't break them as easily. There's no hinge to break off. I'm like, you know what? Yes, get the 2DS. This is it. This is what you need. You know, that does bring me to a point of like families with multiple systems. That brings me to the point with the Switch too of how I think they're going to handle multiple systems. Like, I think we're going to get at launch the console price $399. I don't foresee them doing an OLED version at launch at the same time. I think we'll get an OLED model later, and I think they'll probably end up they'll discontinue this Switch, and they'll only have the original, the Switch Lite. I think is what you're gonna have. You can have Switch Lite, you can have Switch 2 until they wipe out all of that SKU. You think it'll launch with an OLED? I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't think we get OLED at launch. I know OLED is cheaper to do now. And if it did have OLED, I think it'd be $450. Yeah, but Vita did it, but that was Vita. Was the Vita screen an OLED screen? Really? Vita is life. You must still be on Vita Island. You know, that's a rough place to be, Chris. Vita Island is a... I think a Gestapo runs it now. The first Vita was OLED. No shit. I had it, but I remember it being beautiful. I remember it being beautiful. Oh, you're right. And then they changed it and took away the OLED and pissed everybody off. Oh, God, the Vita was such a... Anyway, we don't have to get into that. That's a different video. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. I mean, I guess it could launch with it. I mean, you know, OLED technology is gotten cheaper and I don't know. It's just Nintendo, guys. We got to remember Nintendo doesn't do things that make sense. It might have it. I said there's less weird Nintendo decisions. I didn't say there will be no weird Nintendo decisions, okay? I think that even, matter of fact, here's a weird Nintendo decision. If you want to get an enhanced version of a game you own, you're going to have to pay some extra money to get a different version of it to download to the system. Because you said, man yells at air, at cloud. They better make it with an OLED screen. Now, you'll get an OLED a year and a half later, 2 years later, and then it'll have the OLED for $450. I saw a Blsky post that hypothesized that the base Switch 2 will be $399, but Nintendo will focus on selling bundles that come with a gaming controller for $499. I can see that too. I can see that too. I mean, if we want to get into it, I mean, we can talk about what this launch will look like. You know, I foresee the launch of the system. We will get a bundle. We will get a game bundle. I think. See, I think it's going to launch because the reason why a lot of games in the previous Nintendo Direct didn't get dates is because they're waiting to give this system a date. And then once that system gets a date, we're going to have dates for tons of shit that are going to be cross-compatible, right? They're going to use Metroid Prime 4, for example, much like Breath of the Wild back in the day, as a, oh, this is in our launch window, even though it's also on Switch. But it'll also be on Switch too. Maybe with some enhancements, some slight visual upgrades, some anti-aliasing. But I think that could be a pack-in, unless they do a new Mario Kart, which they showed here. So it's either Metroid or maybe a Mario Kart pack-in. I think a Mario Kart pack-in makes a lot more sense. So you do like Mario Kart and extra controller? So like a Pro controller, you thinking, goes in the box with a Mario Kart, what, 10? Is that where we're at? Are we at 10 now? I think they may even drop the number. I think they may just call it Mario Kart and not give it a number. You know what? That's what everybody wanted. Steel Diver HD. You know, it's going to be an incredible game. Everyone's going to be clamoring for that one. Weird thing, Tamagotchi Life, Chris. How about that? Man, I saw that shit. I was like, what are we doing? And why is it 2026? That game is so weird. I want it now. Why did they put Street Pass in the Switch too? Why did they put that back in it and then you can just share things? What a waste of my time that Direct was. It's the Death Spiral Direct. It's not a show ender. It's just weird. I was just laughing because I'm like, why is this weird 3DS game that been gone for 10 years? That's how you know that was the final Switch Direct. That's how you know. They've got nothing else. Like, come back for the real deal, April 2nd. You know, come back for the real deal, April 2nd, and we'll have something for you then. That's how you know. You know, there's some stuff. I mean, it's you take every Nintendo Direct that you've ever seen, you put it in the blender, and bam, you have that Direct. It had all the little things in it. It had HD remasters. It had some JRPG stuff. It had some first-party stuff. It was kind of weird. Bam, that's a Nintendo Direct. A funny little Direct. That's what I thought it would be, though. They were just getting all that out the way. Yeah, they're getting it all out the way. They're getting some stuff they don't have to announce at this direct out the way, and then they can just slap dates on this stuff. Tell Best Buy when to put a date on the release dates for these things and ship them on out. I could talk on the cross compatibility thing, like we see here with the digital game cartridge. I'm like, welcome to 2025, Nintendo. Welcome to
Nice cock.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go. Got it just in time. I need. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Scammed. I'm a real. But now that it's showing up here, I can just do this. You can't get them. You can't get those shadow points back. All right. I can fix my window here to be a little more. This has all my little doodads on it. There we go. Let's get this group. We're gonna put this bad boy over here. We're gonna take this chat. Hello chat. The chat right there. Little follower goal right there in the corner. Right next to Mario. Bingo. We're happy. Oh God. There we go. All right. Yo, what's up, Jacob? Oh, what's up? What's happening? Welcome in. Welcome into the wild speculation. The prediction party, as it were. I've got my Switch. I've got my Steam Deck. These two things. Check it out. Watch this. This is gonna be great. Watch this. These two things. They're gonna be like, ooh, hey there, big boy. You look good. Hey there, you look nice yourself. You come here often? Oh yeah, I come here often. Oh, now they both have deep voices. Oh yeah, you wanna get crazy? You wanna go somewhere later? And they're gonna go off this way, and then they're gonna come back, and they're gonna have a Switch too. They're gonna have babies. That's my prediction. Steam Deck and the Switch fuck, and then can you show that on Twitch? I don't know. I might get banned for that. That was explicit content. The deeper the voice, the sweeter the Switch. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Look, I don't know how games get made. Is that not how they get made? I thought that's how games got made. Am I wrong? My bad. Whoops. But I think where was that? Pack-ins. This is going to be a very unhinged, off the rails thing. I'm basically podcasting with you guys. How many predictions are we at so far? We predicted we'll see a pack-in. Mr. Hawks was like, we'll see a pack-in. I agree. I think we get a bonus. We'll get a pack-in with a game and a controller for $500 and the base system for $400. I think that makes sense. Chris thinks that we're gonna get a OLED at launch, which I think is bonkers. I don't think we see it. They emerge fully formed like a alien face hugger. Just then the new Switch comes at the shelf like. What was your first prediction, Mr. Hawks? What was that? Hold on here. Okay, I should have made a doc to switch to. Oh no, it's been clipped. Oh yeah, rated M Star Fox full frontal. We're gonna see Slippy with his ass out. We can Star Fox. That's a game, right? That's a series that we may see. I don't know if we're gonna see it tomorrow. But that Star Fox may be the most underserved franchise Nintendo has outside of F-Zero. Because at least F-Zero has 99. And at least we still have the original games that are good. Whereas with Star Fox, we've only gotten regurgitated garbage. And then not a lot of it. Like, Star Fox is rough. Like, Star Fox really needs some love. It needs a new game, a fresh game, not a remaster, not a rehash of old levels like they've all been. Something new. Ice Climbers. I mean, you're right though. You're right though. Come on, nobody cares about Balloon Fight. Watch, there's like a million people who want Balloon Fight out of nowhere. You have retro of the F-Zero game pitch. Ooh. Star Fox. Oh God. Oh, there goes my Nintendo sponsorship. Suda51 making an F-Zero game with like crazy, because it's so character focused. Like you can have crazy like intros and outros for characters and stuff like that, like a cool like circuit campaign with a lot of style and panache on it. I think that'd be interesting. Let's talk about this launch window real fast, right? I think, I imagine we're gonna see games that we're gonna have a mixture of things, right? There's gonna be a whole lot of meh, and then we're gonna have some stuff that's gonna go, oh my God. Oh, just get a hold of Retro. Just get their phone number and pitch some stuff to them. Dude, it's like third person beat 'em up levels. Oh my God, that sounds like a Twisted Metal game to me. That sounds like what you see out of a new Twisted Metal, where you get out of the car and beat people up. You get back in. Like, that's what I imagine. That's what I envision. Something like Twisted Metal Black 2. But like, I think we're gonna get Metroid 4 at launch. I think we'll get Mario Kart packed in with it as well. Miyamoto's gonna force Sakurai to make Smash 6. Sakurai's up to something. We know he's up to something. I've done all I can do. Everyone was there. We don't need to make another one. So we have a new Smash Brothers game coming out. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see the vision for Smash right now. They did so much with that last one. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they can do to make a new Smash that's not gonna disappoint people. I just don't see it. Like, it's like, what does that look like? Besides like some kind of new gameplay hook or characters that have not been in Smash before. But I don't know. That last game was insane. So I just don't know what they can do. That's a difficult one. I don't think a new Smash will be revealed tomorrow, but I can see them saying, look at how much better Smash Ultimate looks. Yeah, I can see them going, yeah, you put that in your Switch 2, and it'll look better, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know about games looking better right off the bat on this thing, guys. I don't... Because even our console, even the PS5 and Xbox Series X have trouble just making things... The Xbox less so. But like, unless they actually go into the kernel of these games and do something with them, they don't automatically run better, and I don't see the Switch doing it. I do see Mario Odyssey 2 being announced, and I see it coming out in October. It's like the last Mario Kart game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe. Yeah. You think Mario Odyssey 2 would be next year? Oh, I don't know about that. Is how they're going to reveal how much better the Switch 2 hardware will be, plus how much better the online will work. I don't know what they're going. I don't think the online is going to work that much better. I envision this online to be just as janky as the last online. I don't expect any improvement to their infrastructure or whatsoever. I don't even use my Switch online. I don't even mess with it all like that for like multiplayer stuff. But I do think we'll get Odyssey 2. I think we're gonna get what we got when the Switch 1 came out. Bookends. A big bookend at the launch and a bookend to the end of the launch window. Unless they extend the launch window to next year. So I think we'll get Metroid Prime 4 at launch with the Mario Kart as well to cater to two different audiences. And then I think you get Mario Odyssey 2 in October. I'm gonna say, I'll even put a date on it. I will say you get Mario Odyssey 2. When do Nintendo games release? Tuesdays? Fridays, right? Did it come out on Fridays? No one uses Switch Online, but I think they know it's a big point of contention. Yeah. It's good to be, I mean, look, being hopeful is always great. It's good to have hope. Just don't let yourself get dashed by it. Nintendo games released on days that end in what? What? PTS. I'm gonna say October 17th. I'm just gonna put a date out there. I'm gonna say it comes out October 17th. It was buckets of cash. Buckets of cash. Absolutely. I'm very curious as to what the system's gonna feel like in my hands. Because I like the way the Switch 1 feels. For the most part, at least the OLED one. I think it feels pretty decent. It feels like it has a nice heft to it because of the screen. Joy-Cons do feel kind of cheap, but the whole thing feels so much better than the Wii U that I was like, hooray. Versus the Steam Deck. I mean, the whole Steam Deck feels nice and beefy. Wi-Fi 6 in the hardware. 7 is too much for them to understand. They can't wrap their heads around that. They can't wrap their heads around that, around like 4K. They can't do that kind of stuff. DLSS, what you mean? Some guys can come up. How about we put DLSS in there? The hardware runs it. What is that? Some kind of witchcraft? Get out of here. 14. I'm hoping for 1440p. I'm hoping for 1440p. I think we can at least get there. Look, they might. They've had a long time to gestate on Switch 2. They are running. They're coming off the success of the Switch. I know. I mean, we're 5 years after the initial COVID outbreak, right? But COVID may have had some impact on this system's development, on the games. But I mean, overall, in the Switch's life cycle, they've garnered so much goodwill. I don't want them to fall into that like Sony or Microsoft hubris cycle where they have success and then try to fuck over the fans because of it, think they can get away with something, and then be up getting super disappointed. Now, docked 4K, that's an interesting idea. I could see that. Yeah. And this mobile technology and docking technology and all this stuff has gone so much further now than it was 8 years ago, that I think they can get away with this stuff and keep it at a reasonable price. Now, of course, reasonable price is $400. This is going to be the most expensive Nintendo console ever, but we're just in a new era, unfortunately, with tariffs and inflation and mostly tariffs. Okay, all right, Mr. Hawks. Okay, we ain't doing. This can't be that X-rated. I need to get views. I need to get views in this goddamn video. I need to get bread from my home. Somebody feed me. Oh God, Great Fox docking into the bay. Oh God, Chris. Oh no. Oh gosh. Get your finger out of there, or leave it in. Little rabbit's got a little chair in the corner watching. Oh no, I can't. I'm falling into it. Yeah. Gosh, Nintendo is such a goddamn curveball kind of company that you just don't know. Some stuff they're gonna be like, obviously, of course they're doing it that way. That's great. Then other stuff is like, what planet are you from? But look, launch, right? Like I said, launch. There's going to be a lot of games that work on both. We're going to get a lot of Switch 1 games and Switch 2 games at this Direct. Don't expect to be blown away graphically by a bunch of stuff because it's going to also be Switch games. I'm just saying, set the expectation. Some stuff is going to look incredible, and those things will be just dedicated Switch 2, I think. You know, like, I mean, Mario Kart, even this Mario Kart that they're showing in the video here, has all these, like, that's a lot of racers. So at the very least, we can speculate on Mario Kart having a lot more racers than it has before. Maybe like an open world type thing to it, or wider open maps. I'm just curious what the gimmick's going to be, because it's going to have some kind of gimmick. WWE 13 remastered. Ooh. It's going to finally look well and run well on there. 1-2 super duper Switch. You know, yeah, besides the ones we saw in the Direct last week, we're going to get I think other games that have been in development, maybe games that started on Switch 1 and got ported, moved over to Switch 2 some part way through. I think we'll get some of that. We're going to get games with no release date. We're definitely going to get games that are going to be further out. You know, it's going to be like, here's a peek into what's coming out for Switch 2 in the next year or something like that. An updated FIFA? Oh, forget about it. You're going to get the PS2 version this time. That's just going to happen to you. You're going to get the PS2 version of soccer now. We're going further back in time. I'm trying to, if I had a, here's one of my pie in the sky. I don't think it'll ever happen, but I say it every direct. You're going to get more remastered JRPGs from the Dreamcast. We're going to get Skies of Arcadia. We're going to get the GameCube version. It's going to come out. It's going to be remastered. They're going to say, time to take to the skies again on Switch 2. And it's going to do a snap, and then we're going to see Skies of Arcadia HD remaster on there. You're going to get the GameCube version of that game, and it's going to come out on Switch. And if it does do that, I'm going to freak the fuck out on camera. It's going to be amazing. Sega's working on it? No. On Skies of Arcadia? What? 100 games coming to Switch 2 in 2025, though. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of games that we have already seen announced on other consoles are going to come to Switch 2. Like, there's a lot of devs who have been talking like, well, I can't talk about Switch 2 kind of stuff. So I think we're gonna see a bit of crossover. Yeah, Sega is working on a lot. They are putting out a lot of stuff. I can't wait to see the first of these games coming out. But that's just one of my things. I think we'll see something like that. I think we'll see something that it was exclusive to one console come out on Switch 2 as well. I think we'll get an announcement. I think we'll see Xbox exclusive games show up on Switch 2. I don't know if we're going to see them in this direct. I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance you'll see something come out. I think we may even get something like Hi-Fi Rush. I think we'll see that on Switch 2. I think we may see Indiana Jones on Switch 2. And I think you'll definitely see something with Doom the Dark Age on Switch 2. Halo Guardians. Halo 1. We could see we could see the Master Chief Collection on Switch 2. I would not count that out. Put Halo Reach on there. Let me play Reach on the go. Like, there's for sure gonna be Xbox games. I don't know. I don't know if we see Sony games on there, man. Metaphor. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a Switch ad. That's gonna be on Switch too for sure. Launch title, I don't know. I think we do need an RPG though. That could be the RPG we get. Grabbed by the Ghoulies HD. Maximo. You get Maximo in there. Blinks the cat. Blinks the Time Sweeper. Put that on there. I mean, it's long. An hour long. I think they're gonna dedicate about 15 minutes to the hardware. And maybe less. Because they're not hardware focused. Unless, again, this is a slightly different Nintendo. A little more traditional. We may get some hardware stuff. Wait, did I just see a pizza bet? Metaphor Day 1? Pizza bet? You know what? I don't have like a pizza bet graphic, but there we go. Mr. Hawks, you're on. Pizza bet. Metaphor V Fantasia launch title. I don't think it'll come out at launch. I don't think you'll see I need a pizza time button. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Metaphor at launch, but I think we'll see it sometime in the summer. Like, not at the launch, but maybe like August or some other post-Summer Games Fest type direct. I think we'll see Metaphor. But I don't see it at launch. So yeah, if it comes at launch, I owe you a pizza. The hardware performance cloud Switch 1 will be improved on Switch 2. You know, I'm hoping that because Nintendo does like simplicity. They want things to feel like magic. And if they really want things to feel like magic, then they're going to want games that look better on Switch 2 to seem seamless. Rather than having us do some weird, I don't know, go and get a better version of the game, you know, like the early Series X games and PS5 games are doing, where you had to get like a different version of it and you got like a credit for the one you bought and this kind of thing. You should be able to put your game, I should be able to get Astral Chain, put it into Switch 2, and it just runs at 60 FPS. It just works. Wait, why do I owe you a pizza? Wait, when did we have a pizza bet? What was it about? Luigi's Mansion 4. Wait, when did 3 come out? We will get a Luigi Mansion 4. But I don't think it's not going to be at launch. Forget about that. No Luigi Mansion. You won't see Pikmin. You'll see how the mice work for the last Pikmin game that came out. It'll be an enhanced version for Switch 2. The bet that you forget you had a pizza bet with me and you forgot. No, hell no. Nope. No shot. You're trying to get a free pizza out of me, you son of a bitch. I don't think so. Oh, you've clipped out the pizza bet. Now there's proof. No, I can't welch on it. But yeah, I think that if they want to do this and they want to still feel like a magical Disney company, then it, without the racism, then it has to, if they're gonna do enhanced games, you shouldn't have to do anything. And the thing is, it's not gonna work for every game. There's gonna be certain games that will have this functionality, and they'll probably have like a thing on the box that says better on Switch 2 or something like that. You know, as much as I want, like, because I have Astral Chain, but goddamn, I don't want to play it because I don't want to play it on this damn Switch 1 with 30 FPS. And like I have like Kirby on here, Forgotten Lands, and I just want to be able to re-download the game on Switch 2 and it run at 60 FPS. Because like going from Astrobot that runs at 60 FPS, buttery smooth, to Kirby that is moving at 30, ingenious level design aside, it's icky to deal with it. The pink elephant scene. Oh boy. 24. It's probably closer to 24. Tears of the Kingdom free upgrade to True HD. Yeah, you'll get, see those prestige titles. I think you're for sure gonna get an enhanced version. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. You know, you're gonna get maybe even Kirby. That's what I think Sakurai is working on, by the way. I don't think Sakurai is working on Smash. I think he's working on a new Kirby game. Maybe a follow-up to Forgotten Lands, because that game is really cool. I don't think it's going to be a traditional side-scroller Kirby game. Yes, you got to try. You have to try the exclusive version you have of Tears of the Kingdom, because allegedly it runs pretty well from what I can see on the 4080 Super. Allegedly, from what I've been told. Anyway, I also think I don't think these Joy-Cons are going to be compatible with Switch 2, obviously, for all the reasons we know. But I do think your current Pro controllers will still work on the Switch 2. So I think Pro controllers, I think 8-bit Do controllers will probably work on Switch 2. I think the new controllers will be probably $80 to, I think it'll be $90. I think if you want a Switch 2 Pro controller, it's going to be $90. If they allegedly be driven to maybe link Switch games or there's no Switch 2 improvement. Hey, you know, who knows, right? These things just kind of happen. Sometimes those games just fall into your computer and you have them. But yeah, I think we're gonna get I think we're gonna see a fairly decent launch window. I think they're gonna have a splash screen with all these partners working on it. I think you're gonna get Call of Duty. I think we'll see Call of Duty on Switch, at the very least Warzone on Switch 2. I think you'll see that. What else is big right now? I think you'll see a small, I think we're gonna get a montage of just games after games. It's just gonna be bam, like a bunch of games in a row. I don't know what they're gonna be, but you're gonna get a montage of some kind, with like the name of the game in the corner. You're gonna have about 10 seconds to see what the name of that game is. Mario, Sonic, and then Crash Bandicoot. Ooh, man. I think... Oh, I think I just lost my train of thought on what I was going to say. Marvel Rivals. I think you will see Marvel Rivals on Switch 2. I think you'll see Marvel Rivals on there. I think your account will carry over from that game back and forth, so you can play it on the go. What else? I think you're gonna see Civ 7 on Switch 2 with mouse control, obviously. And that brings you back to Microsoft. You'll probably get some kind of Age of Empires. You're gonna get a bunch of RTSs. You're gonna get Age of Empires on there. Probably it may be like the HD remaster collection that was on my Xbox. Halo Wars. You're gonna get Halo Wars is coming back on Switch 2. But yeah, I do think you're gonna get. I mean, you're gonna get a lot of that stuff in between. You're gonna get a big sandwich of third-party support for things we don't normally see, things that haven't normally been able to run on a Nintendo system. And then you're gonna get Metroid and Mario Kart in the beginning, and then you're gonna get a Mario Odyssey 2 teaser at the end, and it's gonna be like holiday 2026 on it. That's what either that or maybe October. No, it could be October and then get pushed. And Nintendo may give a fuck about Grand Theft Auto 6. They might. So they may stay away from October. They just might do that and just put Mario Odyssey in November instead. Mario's coming this September. Well, I think that's too soon. I think they're going to have a bunch of leeway before they can execute in September. But, I mean, September or November, I think, work. I don't know if October actually is going to work because I forgot about Grand Theft Auto 6. But does Nintendo care about Grand Theft Auto 6? I mean, I would, but they are kind of different audiences. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Mario Odyssey came out 10/27/17. I mean, that's a long time. That team has definitely been working on that. And I think it's for sure coming out this year. It's just a matter of when. I think it's just the timing. It's just how much space do they want to give Mario Odyssey 2 for it to be as successful as possible. And I think either before or after Grand Theft Auto, unless that game gets delayed. But Nintendo they're kind of in their own lane, so they may not give a shit. They could release that game 2 weeks before GTA and be completely fine. So damn that GTA 6. It's like a sword of Damocles over the gaming industry. Like, we don't know when it's gonna... My elbows. Anyway, we don't know when that shit's gonna drop. Like, and then just cause ripple effects across everything. Like, that game, I shudder to think what servers will do. Like, trying to get that game digitally. It's gonna be like, the internet's gonna just stop working, which may be for the best. It's going to cause the second coming of Christ. It's going to cause the apocalypse. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like this is the end. James Franco's going to fall into a crater. It's going to be crazy. The coming of Satan. It's all happening at the same time. Priests in every church are going to throw up at the same time. Oh, man. But yeah, I predict we will get those launch titles. We will get Mario Odyssey as a bookend for the launch window, and we're gonna get a lot of third-party support right in the middle. That's gonna have crossover between Switch 1, Switch 2. You will have. I agree with Mr. Hawks that we will get Metaphor, but it will not be at launch. Shucks. And I think the system won't have OLED at launch, but I think we'll get OLED later. I think it'll be $400, $500 with the bundle. Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know about Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think it's going to show up on Switch 2. Only because they were already struggling with Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox Series S. And the Switch 2 isn't going to even be as powerful as the Series S, I don't think. It's either going to be not as powerful or slightly close. But if they're just struggling with that game on Series S, I don't think we see it on Switch 2. Well, because, I mean, it's similar power levels, right? I mean, in terms of them getting it to run, unless there were some other things going on as to why they were having issues with Baldur's Gate 3. Or it could just be architecture. I mean, like, who knows? There's more to it, like political stuff. Oh, split screen co-op. Yeah, that's right. They're having issues with that. If they do a 1-to-1 port without doing split screen on Switch, then I could see it. Because CRPGs, again, that's where you want them at on that kind of system. Like Solasta 2, I think you'll see Solasta 2 before you'd see Baldur's Gate 3. I could even imagine a Solasta 2 trailer in the direct tomorrow. Because it's a smaller game, it's easier to manage. And I think that would just be run better on that system than Baldur's Gate would. Let me just do that real quick. Oh my gosh. There we go. 2045. Metroid Prime 4 will come out at the launch of that system in June. Series S does not have DLSS. You're right, DLSS is a big deal. Oh, the tax. We forgot about the tax. The mini thing means the taxes. I sure did. I have to respond. I can't just leave you hanging. Interesting. There's so many different angles they could take with this. I'm very excited. I have to say, I'm extremely hyped for this. New console launches always make me excited. They always have. They always will. For as jaded of a gamer as I end up becoming, new hardware, it's just always it's a exciting proposition. I love the potential of it. I remember being not sold on Switch when it was first shown off, and now I'm a huge fan of it, right? So, and obviously Nintendo affected the industry because now without Switch, you wouldn't have Steam Decks, you wouldn't have mobile PCs. What's up, Barum? What is going on? How dare I be? You shouldn't be excited for anything. Rein in those expectations, goddammit. Yeah, the West. Sorry for the way I feel bad for West Coast people. Yeah, I'm already up by then. Like it's gonna be at 9 o'clock, I think, for me here. I've been up and working already because I get up at 6 a.m. Eastern every day, so I'm gonna be fine. I'm almost tempted. To take a super early lunch break and just record stream my reaction live. You're gonna be at 6:30 tomorrow morning. That's so early, bird. Why? Be an early bird. Early bird. See what I did there? I appreciate you stopping by, Dex. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm doing okay. Doing pretty good. Doing much better than I have the last few days. It's a better day today. Work stuff. Work stuff. Gross. But yeah, I'll be up. I'm either gonna watch it live or be on media blackout, and then when I take my lunch break, record my reaction to it then. So I guess I'm gonna see how I want to do it. I want to because I don't. It just sucks. If I'm working, I won't. I can media blackout myself very easily since I have to work anyway. God, the Stars in the Bank thing. I don't know. I think Greg is doing a debate. I think he's gonna challenge Andy instead and take his stars. And I also think he's going to lose. I don't think he's gonna win whatever trivia game. He assumes he's gonna be, he knows what these answers are gonna be, and he doesn't know half the time. So it's I don't think he understands. I don't understand how Blessing can't rein the rules in. Like, why are you just letting this happen? Anyway, I do want that shirt though. I'll probably end up buying that T-shirt. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day. I have to figure out what I want to do. Taking a super early lunch would suck, and my whole job would be like, "What the hell are you doing?" I mean, it's a no meeting day. We don't have any meetings, so I could get away with it. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna have to just be very careful if I wait until like my lunch break to react to it. But yeah, I think that's we're coming up about an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the predictions here. Greg is his boss. I mean, I guess that's you talk about a toxic work environment. Blessing is just letting it happen. I think Blessing is just entertained. He's just entertained by it. He likes the chaos. He doesn't want to admit it. But I'm gonna end the video here. That is my predictions and the chat's predictions of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct tomorrow. They reveal the launch lineup, the hardware, all that good stuff. If you have anything you want to say about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, put it in the comments below. Hit that little subscribe button for me. Hit that little like on the video. Do something for me. I need that algorithm to work for me. I need to fall into that algorithm bag. So until next time, YouTube, thanks for watching.